All right, folks, welcome to our live stream as we're tracking showers and storms across our viewing area. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Having a camera issue, so you may not be able to see me, but you can you can hear me. You just heard an echo there. I was checking the audio. Anyway, we're tracking a couple things going on tonight. You know, of course, we've got the ongoing threat of severe storms. These are two lines we're watching right here. Time currently about 8:34 Eastern. We have one severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Bledsoe and Ray County, with that storm moving by right now over Pikeville, and an advisory just back to the west of there. So a couple of things to watch. Let me back this up and show you a broad overview of what we're watching. We still have a tornado watch out till 11 o'clock Eastern time. Now, again, will it be expanded farther with time beyond 11? It's possible, but there's a little less energy to deal with farther east than there is off to the west. And you'll see that overall when I show you the radar view coming up. So a little bit more energy in this area, a little bit less farther east and south you go. So we'll have to see if it holds together. So again, currently at the moment, the only warning locally is up here. Severe thunderstorm warning parts of Bledsoe, Ray. And to give you an idea of the timeline, that's going to be in effect until 9 o'clock Eastern. Overall, could have wind gusts upwards of 65. It's moving east at 45. And it could impact Ray, northern Sequatchie, and northern Bledsoe. So it does include a sliver of Sequatchie and Meigs as well. So covering that 4-county area. So you can see just a little bit part of, barely, of Sequatchie right there. And that part of Meigs County right near the river, but encompassing mostly Bledsoe and Ray County. So zooming in on that storm itself, it is right near Pikeville, right along 127. It is moving to the east fairly rapidly at around 45 miles an hour. So let's do estimated time of arrival with this storm. That's how far it's going to travel over the next hour. And this will give you a sort of a time frame here. You can see Dayton, around 8:54, right about 9 o'clock toward 10 Mile right here. Sweetwater about 9:19, Athens about 9:25. So again, that gives you a little bit estimated time of arrival that moves off to the east. Again, the main threats with that are some strong wind gusts, upwards around 65, and some heavy downpours of rain. Quite a bit of lightning with that as well. Let's take a look at the velocity scan within this and take a look at the estimated winds just above the surface. And if we do a little dissection there, you can see where it's really bright red right here. See it right in there? That's where some of the strongest gusts are. I'll loop it here just for a second. And you can see some pretty strong gusts there, right near 127, right, going right into the Sequatchie Valley off the mountain there. So just a little bit. And that kind of gives you an idea of the winds above the surface, going to about 53 miles an hour. Pretty strong. We drops back into the deeper red, or that crimson red there, drops off just a bit. So a lot of strong wind gusts on the leading edge of that storm as it moves off to the east. So strong wind gusts on 127 near Pikeville, but that warning remains in effect all the way through Ray County until 9 o'clock Eastern. All right. Now, again, everybody else, not much going on. Everybody's pretty quiet. Okay. And really, most of this activity, if I zoom out, you can see that most of the activity is mainly north. I checked an update from the Storm Prediction Center, and in the area that had the tornado watch, it was really this area where it's more active and less active to the south. And so we'll have to see how long, if we start seeing more developing back here, or if it all just kind of hangs back and mainly affects areas off to the north, and how much more energy is left. Because back in here, there's not as much energy this evening as there was in the source area farther back to the west. So a lot of moving parts there. Again, we'll put a few town names on here. You see this initial line here with the strong wind gust. This back line here did have a warning with it near Columbia, Murfreesboro, but right now there's no other warnings along that line. That's a good thing. So that secondary line, a little less active. This first line probably used a lot of energy, but still a lot of rain and lightning. But most of Metro Nashville has been taken out of the tornado watch. So it's all moved away from them, and that's a good thing. So all of this now is moving its way off to the east, this general direction. Okay. And again, if you're just hopping on, that first warning there for Bledsoe, Ray, just a sliver of Sequatchie and Meigs out till 9 o'clock Eastern, roughly the next 20 minutes. if it holds together as it has been showing, wind gust around 58, there could be an expansion of that warning. Looking over some of your comments here. Jade, answering your question, is that a thunderstorm or tornado warning? That is a severe thunderstorm warning you see on the screen right there. Good question, though. Thank you, Lacey, for watching. Hello, Brenda. Thanks for watching. Hello, the McCaskills in Athens watching. Appreciate you. And let's zoom out just for a second, give you a broad overview again. There's all this activity back in here starting to percolate just a bit here, but overall not too much. It's more active north where more of the energy has been. And that's really when you look at the Storm Prediction Center outlines where a lot of the energy has been flowing by. So again, we've got the main front approaching here, an upper level trough here. That's triggering the showers and storms over us now. So not as much going on to the south. This is our first front rolling by. Second front will be incoming later on into the weekend, which will provide the cold air coming up during the second half of the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up. There's a severe weather risk overnight through the night. Mainly a level 1 threat. Most of our viewing area, level 2 here. And of course, this is where we're seeing the source of the main storms coming by. If you look at that, basically the outline of the higher severe threat kind of parallels where the storm prediction threat was. 5% locally, 15% to the north and west. Same thing for tornado threat. It's the customary 2%. Areas east of I-75 it really drops off. So really just kind of a 2% to 5%. Those are overall low percentages, but not zero, which means you got to just keep an eye on things and hopefully everything will stay calm. But overall, to break it down, highest risk is for that of some strong wind gusts. The other threats, the severe threats, are low. Runoff is low as far as a flooding threat. You may have some ponding on some roadways as rain comes down with heavier downpours, but not a long-lasting flood threat. So here is the latest high-res model. This updates every hour. So let's take it to about 10:30. So 10:30 p.m. Again, this is not the current radar. This is an estimate. Notice how it's more active for the city and north, not so much to the south. That's 10:30 Eastern. Let's go to midnight Eastern. There's 11:30, 12. Focusing now east of I-75 and especially north, not much to the south other than showers. Not as much severe activity there. And then once we get, say, 1:32, it all sinks away to the south. So, by that time, a lot of this is moving on out and not lasting as long. So not an all-night thing. It's roughly for the next few hours. Our Future Track in-house model shows a similar timing, just a little bit different, and this may fluctuate just a bit. Let me go back here where it started. Yeah, it's already a little behind based on 8:30. So let's advance this to 9. That's close. So it shows by midnight, got some activity north of the city. The strongest heading this way to the east. Again, look to the south, not as much. And then after 2 a.m., roughly everything moving east, southeast, and just very sporadic. The rest of the viewing areas, it all starts to move away. So again, it's not going to be an all-night thing. So Saturday morning, a foggy start to the day. Okay. Later in the day, Saturday looks good. I mean, we're going to see temperatures back in the 70s. If you like warm air, enjoy it. There'll be a few showers to the south from time to time late Saturday and on into Saturday evening. A few brief showers. See this? I'm going to back it up. 7, 8, 9 o'clock. A few brief showers will move by. Nothing spectacular, but that's in advance of that main cold front. So I'm going to park it right there. This is about 5 a.m. Sunday morning. Temperatures around 60. That's your high for the day. By the time we get to sunrise, it's already around 50 and windy. By late afternoon, early evening, we're down to the 30s and 40s. This is Sunday evening. A few scattered flurries around wouldn't surprise me. As you go through the night, Sunday evening, sporadic flurries around. I don't anticipate any problems. I know that brings me excitement. I get it. If there's any accumulation, it'll be in here. The higher terrain here, a dusting or just some flurries, higher elevations locally. But that's about 10:30 Sunday night. Then by early Monday morning, we're all below freezing. And still even later Monday morning, a few flurries may come down in the strong breeze to the north and west. Again, not impactful, but, high temperatures by Monday only reaching the low 40s. So get ready for a little taste of wintertime coming up. Let's go back to the radar view and go back to the main warning that we have out for the next 15 minutes. You get around the city to the south, just so everybody's clear, nothing happening right now. All the activity is here. Got a cluster of 2 storms that are moving by. This one just now entering portions of Ray through Bledsoe and back over Van Buren County. Advisory here, warning here. That's a severe thunderstorm warning, just so you know. And that's out till 9 o'clock. Potential wind gusts up to 60. Heavy rain, lightning as well. Looking at the velocity scan, which we did see above the surface, wind gust around 58. Let's see if that's still the case right now. That bright red, it's usually around 50. It's down to 48. Wind gust is part of around 32. So 30 to 40, very common, just shy of 50. Okay. And there's some movement over the past hour, moving along fairly rapidly. Okay, that advisory expired here. Let's see if they expand that. But this is about to run into this current warning here. So see if there's any expansion of this warning or expansion of this advisory. Let's check the winds there on the southern part of that one in Van Buren County, just south of Spencer. Yeah, look right there. See right in here? Some pretty strong gusts right there. Heart rate bows just a little bit. So gust potential above the surface, 50-mile-an-hour range. So you see that bright red, that's above 50. The darker red, a little bit lower, 30 to 40. But let's keep an eye on that. Coming out of Van Buren County, right there on the plateau, south of Spencer. We'll see if they expand that onto Bledsoe County. So the current severe thunderstorm warning out for Bledsoe County is for this cluster of storms here, from Spring City to Pikeville, just west of Dayton. That'll come off the mountain near you in Dayton. And then we'll watch this here. This could also, let me move this up just a little bit. That southern flank of that storm right here may drop down into a larger part of Sequatchie County. So heads up northwest of Dunlap. And let's zoom in just a little bit. Some of these other areas here, Mount Airy, Cagle, especially Cagle. You might see that wind pick up just a bit. Coming from your north up 111 into southern Van Buren County. And we'll track the leading edge of this line here. This is probably going to be expanded, or at least an advisory expanded, I would imagine. Let's do a quick tracker here. East at 45. Here you go. So in the next hour, between now and say 9:45, it could be as far east as Athens and Sweetwater. So Brayton, it's really just north of you there in Brayton, but it might impact just north of you. But Dayton, especially around 9 o'clock. Athens around 9:33. Madisonville, just off the map here, around 9:38. All of these are Eastern time, except for Brayton, of course, just before 8 o'clock Central. Thanks to Sherry. Sherry telling me they're getting thunder and lightning at Spring City. You can see that right there over Spring City. And there it is, moving its way off to the east. Folks, if you notice at the bottom part of your screen, you see my name, and then you see something that says EOS Webcam Utility. That's because the camera doesn't want to show my face. The camera not working. So the audio is working, but not the camera. But I figure in this case, what's more important is seeing the radar, not me. So I put my name there just so folks who may have just joined me will know who they're listening to, if you don't know my voice already. But I appreciate y'all watching. So just in case you're wondering, what does EOS Webcam mean? Something about the video input not working, but that's okay. It's the radar that's important right now, not me. But I have to leave this box open at the bottom part so you can hear me through audio. Technology, gotta love it. and a burst of downpours down near 10 Mile. Not a warning. Okay, here's an update on this warning here. See how it's pulsating there just a little bit? There's a new update to that warning. Let's check it out. All right. This says a few minutes ago. I'll read you the text of this warning here.